some closure. Then we get a little closer. Get some big exposure. Then we start right over.
What is going on, guys? It's Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is the only live call-in show somewhere. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a whole range of subjects, so stick around, including the event, obviously, all of us are affected by, and not only that, pretty much everything else. So we'll be right back right after this. Remember, nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research, consult with professionals, and the internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you, and we will be right back. All right. If you've never been here before, my name is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a broad range of things, and you will actually have access to those things on marfooglenews.com. Just to show you real quick, you can actually go to our website, and you will see it's organized by thumbnail. So if you look for this picture, you will able to click that, and it will actually take you to every single link, every single article, every single tweet, every single video that we show you here today is actually going to be archived for your enjoyment. You can actually go and see that we are not just saying it out of our butts, we are actually backing it up and giving you the access to our source. So make sure to check that out. Again, we have now thousands and thousands of visitors per day to our website, so make sure to check that out. Not only that, you will be able to get to our Discord groups, all of the stuff at the top of it. So again, Discord and alerts, shop, contact, TV, and news, both channels. Again, we have our main channel at 155,000 subscribers, which is Marfoogle News. We have our backup channel at 116,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then, of course, our growing family on DLive. We are so close to 20,000 if we're not there already. So, with that being said, let's introduce Dex. Dex is my co-host. Dex, what is going on?
Hey, Adam, I'm here, and hello, Foogle fam. Just another wonderful day in CV paradise, right?
Which, by the way, I've been having some weird stuff going on with my throat, and so if I'm a little coffee and a little bit, what do you call it? If I'm a little hoarse, I have kind of an ear thing going on. And of course, any little thing you get, you automatically think, even if you don't believe in it, I guarantee you, those same people, they get an ear infection and they think they have it. It's pretty hard not to when it's being drilled into our heads every single place we go. I have been extremely careful, especially, like, I don't care what I end up, thinking as far as an opinion goes. I have 3 kids, so I am, I've got to take care of those kids no matter what. So I've been extremely careful wearing masks and gloves everywhere I go, just because I really want to, not take any chances. But on the other hand, I of course, have my opinions, but my opinions are superseded by my parental instincts, just to be careful. But again, I am encouraging everybody to actually get together in Discord and actually, look at what is going on around us. It is really, really harsh what is happening all around us. So we're putting some stuff together that's going to blow your mind. Again, I have a pretty crazy thought on this, and it comes from our military group. So again, I'll have to go over it later. It's going to be pretty nuts. So we're going to talk about some things today, and it's probably going to get a little bit dicey. Dex, obviously, you have you have a state that has kind of opened up quite a bit. You know, I keep seeing these people on Twitter saying, well, oh, my state did this and I don't care and it's not even that bad. Every single state is different. I guess, you know, when I posted that that we are going to have mandatory masks here in Washington, somebody says, this is news. I've had it for, you know, we've had it for 3 weeks and whatever, and they don't enforce it and nobody cares. That's great. That's great that your state does that and that it's so lax. But again, every state is different. Meanwhile, a bunch of other comments came in from people in Maryland and other places. Some places are charging and fining and actually fining $5,000 for not wearing it. All sorts of crazy things. So again, it's different for every state. We are permanently closing streets here. That's nuts.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, we had a really interesting thing happen. The governor said, hey, if you're 16 and you're trying to get a driver's license, you don't have to take the road test. So then everybody got upset because they're like, why are we giving licenses to kids who haven't even taken a road test? But, you know, they can't do that with social distancing, right? So then he had to come out today and say, okay, well, yeah, they can have their license, but they have to come back and take a test within a certain day or they lose their license.
That, you know, that's absolutely insane. Sorry, but even with test, I was just watching Ridiculousness, which, by the way, MTV is now Catfish Ridiculousness channel. That's all that's on it all day. It's literally like 10 hours of ridiculousness. And then they didn't have enough ridiculousness, so they added literally a show that's ridiculousness only with criminals. And this is why I'm bringing this up. I was pretty offended by the fact that Ridiculousness has been on. I think a lot of people have binge watched it. It's stupid videos on the internet. Well, now they've created a new show called Bustedness, and I swear to you, the actual premise of the show is that what's-his-face comes out and says, hey, you guys love this show so much that we wanted to open up another show, and it's just like it, only it's people getting busted. And who better to host it than Jake Paul? Well, then Jake Paul, that's not the big deal. I don't care. I'd never listen to that guy, and he's even more annoying as a host. But again, then you've got the cast that they picked. They literally picked criminals to voice the opinions on the videos, and their opinions about the videos are all positive. Like, they literally sit there, and this is what kids are watching on MTV. They're literally sitting there when a guy robs the bank, and they're cheering them on when they get away. Or they have this section where they freeze it, and they go, does he get away or does he not? Then they literally show them getting away, and then these guys are cheering and saying he's a legend and this and that. You have to understand that kids are watching this, and they're seeing that it's good. They even sit there and tell how they got there, and one of the guys on the panel is literally only famous because his mugshot, he was the sexy mugshot guy. He was this mixed guy with blue eyes, and he's a model now. So he's kind of gone from rags to riches, right? The other guy, and they all talk, and then the girl did Kim Kardashian videos. So you're saying that the cool people, right, that with their ripped jeans and painted on clothes and, that are $5,000, the cool people are the ones that steal. They literally go down the line and say how they first stole, like what their first crime was. And, they're talking about, oh, I used to steal candy. I steal this. I steal that. And then how that kind of turned into a life of crime. I'm like, this is what's cool. This is a bit of a rant, but I'm sorry. This is literally what our kids are watching. It's either catfish, so telling people that people are just completely fake out there, or telling them that everybody, it's okay to be a criminal. It's okay to steal. It's okay because you'll turn out to be a rich MTV star. That is just disturbing. So, Dex, I'm sorry. I didn't even tell you I was going to do a rant, but if you got to see this, I mean, it's 8 hours of ridiculousness, which I've never had a problem with that show. It's stupid videos. Then they add this second show, which is the same premise, only with Jake Paul and 3 criminals. Essentially, they say how they're criminals and why they're there. And then they watch videos and root them on doing crimes. So both of those shows are just like incredibly easy format for them. Like, it costs them nothing because they get free content off of the platform here, the thing
right?
is
or they might pay a nominal fee just to be nice.
I don't even think they pay, but here's what I think they do. So what I think they do is, and they contact them because they can't show somebody who has passed away on video. So they have to make sure that, the video of the guy falling off the 3-story building, they have to make sure that that guy survives. So they literally, I looked at kind of in the back of it, they curate these videos and they try to contact the original owner. So I guess there's like a whole team that does that. But then to put this, the second show, which is all videos of people getting caught or arrested or busted, and these guys are cheering them on. This is what is teaching our kids. And if you don't have kids, that's fine. If you do, you probably see that, and you see it like I do. Like, that's just stupid. This is what our kids are now watching. Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place.
Music videos would come back, but then again, those can be pretty harsh too.
Oh, the music videos are all weird and symbolic. And when you go to, MTV does show like an hour of music videos, then ridiculousness and catfish, which I'm sure people love. But I'm talking about, this is their crew. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Jake Paul. I wonder if this is 4 days ago. It got canceled already. Thank God. It says Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau's MTV show got canceled. They literally made jokes. Look at this. Rapists, and I won't say the other, are funny. Like, this is just disgusting. So I'm super glad. I just saw one on last night. So it must have been canceled, and they're just showing the things. I mean, that show literally lasted 2 shows or something. Anyways, it was absolutely horrible. And this is what producers in Hollywood are actually thinking is okay. Like, this is great. Let's get these guys. They're the cool kids. Absolutely horrible. Anyways, let's move on. Of course, we've got a ton of stuff. We've got Russia's new super quiet ballistic missile sub in, quote, final sea trials after years of delays. This is yet another, I guess, news of a new war weapon that they have. It says Russian Navy's newest ballistic missile submarine, the Project 955 A class Knyaz Vladimir, was headed out for its, quote, final sea trials, indicating that it could finally enter service in our near future. It says the boat, let's see here. It says the boat was originally set to formally join Russia's Northern Fleet back in 2017, but the schedule repeatedly slipped due to technical issues, which I'm sure a lot of people have made fun of the fact that it's always something. When they were doing their jets, they always had technical issues, and people chopped it up to, they're not capable of making the same kind of stuff we are. Again, with that, I have to say, it's just like what I said about China. It doesn't matter if we have the best technology in the world. If you have one jet against 10, who do you think is going to win? Now, maybe they have one jet that's capable of knocking out 10 jets at the same time, but I highly doubt it. Again, you've got technology that will see them before they even get close to you, but at the same point, how many can you knock out before they get close to you? China has been mass producing weapons over there. Same with Russia. And again, they're not, we don't see a lot of that. I told you guys 2 years ago that I thought they were making Navy ships underneath the cover, and so they couldn't see them from GPS. What ended up happening, Dex? Just a few, 2 months ago, what did we end up finding out about them building ships? And they're gone. They actually have in China these humongous covers that ended up, they're building massive ships, and they're building way more than what anybody thought. They said that we were only making this one super carrier or whatever. No, they're making like 10, and they always have. They've been making more and more and more, and they have them hidden. It's crazy what the public thinks compared to what is actually going on. Of course, they have to cover up a lot of this stuff. So, again, new equipment. It says U.S. Space Force commander claims Russia's unsafe behavior has not slowed down during the pandemic. It says one of the U.S. Space Force's leading commanders recently blasted Russian space activities during the CV pandemic, claiming Moscow has an, quote, increasing penchant for unsafe and what I would consider unacceptable behavior in space. Meanwhile, the Pentagon is readying its own plans for militarizing outer space. Of course, the Space Force. Dex, what do you think about this? If you were there, I bet he's on the phone already.
I was on the phone. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'm just back.
If you can,
are you talking about the Space Force?
Yes, and Russia's unsafe behavior.
We reported on this recently too, right? Like about a month or two ago, about the whole tracking of the satellites and tailing them and like moving in behind them, moving in real close, and making it difficult for them to deal with when these types of behaviors are happening, right? So there's a lot of things I think that are going on up in space that we don't really know about, and I think that obviously the impetus of recent times was to create the Space Force. So we had, I guess, somebody who's in charge of actually dealing with a defense, because these actions and these activities seem to be very offensive or could be offensive, whether it's and something as horrible as like an EMP, which could be launched from a satellite. To something just as simple as, tracking our existing satellites and trying to get information from them, or intercepting satellites and causing disruptions and or destruction.
Well, and when they picked up the Space Force, of course, everybody made fun of it, but they're creating this Space Force for a reason. And not only that, I just read that they are actually putting, they're going to be sending microwaves from the X-37B, which we've talked about, is going up for another experimental mission. Of course, these are all top secret. They are going to be, one of the experiments is to send a beam of power down. And what this could do is technically through a laser, through microwaves, they would send power to unmanned aerial vehicles or anything really. This laser could be actually put anywhere and power things indefinitely. So you're talking about powering an unmanned thing that would not have to come down for years and years and years. And it almost makes me think, because of that thing going up for 6 months, a year, that maybe that they're already doing it. But now they're actually talking about this beam of powers. So on top of all of the other stuff, all of the other waves that are going through there, now they're going to be sending microwaves down from space to power things like unmanned drones. So we're going to see above the sky a permanent network of surveillance. And these things are all going to become normal very, very soon here, which is absolutely nuts that we actually put up with all of this surveillance. This NASA mission may cause an artificial meteor shower. That's right, a meteor shower. It says, if it all goes to plan, in September 2022, a NASA spacecraft, the Double Asteroid Redirection Test mission, or DART, will slam into space rock with the equivalent energy of 3 tons of TNT. The goal is to nudge the orbit of its target object so slightly. A practice run is to see if we could divert an asteroid from a catastrophic impact with our planet in the future. So you guys probably already know my opinion on this. I believe with Atlas, and I was going to talk about this last time as well. Atlas is something that's possibly, something that's older than the Earth itself, millions or billions or trillions of years old. We don't know. This thing was getting brighter and quadrupling, not even quadrupling, thousands of times brighter in just a short period of time. So we literally watched as it got brighter and brighter and brighter, and then all of a sudden, all of this other stuff happened. All of the telescopes broke, and then they tell us that it disintegrated. Then, not only that, they say it's broken apart and it's not a threat, and we're not going to see it with our naked eye anymore. Before that, it was going to be brighter than the moon. It was going to be a comet event of our lifetimes. This thing is half the size of the sun. They say it has an atmosphere, which normally they say it has a coma. An asteroid has a coma, not an atmosphere. So this thing is literally, to put it into perspective, say we're 8,000 miles, or the diameter is 8,000 miles. This thing is close to like 500,000 miles. It's way, way bigger than Earth. And then, of course, it is half the size of the sun. With the tail, some say that it is the size of the sun. I don't think our human brains can even contemplate how big that is. So it went by, and it already went by on April 29th, and then it is actually a parabolic, and they say that it could come back by. We actually, a lot of people think that we might go through its trail. With that being said, they said it disintegrated. So on a Tuesday, we're watching this thing get brighter and brighter and brighter, and then all of a sudden they said, oh, it's not going to happen anymore. All of a sudden it broke up. Dex ended up tracking back and doing the math on how long it would take us to launch a missile, how fast our current missiles can go, how long it would take to get to that comet. And there was about 6 or 7 secret launches. And these ones were basically, they don't tell you what's on the payload. They're classified. You know, you see the public launch go up, but they don't tell you what is on the payload. They do it all the time. But in this time frame, they actually did launch up a bunch of stuff. So one of the thoughts was that they secretly knew about this a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and they sent all these things up, and they did one of the theories, which is HAMMER. Hypervelocity Asteroid and Mitigation Emergency Vehicle. It's a nuke on a missile. What if they did that to disintegrate it? Maybe they did that, and now it's broken into multiple parts. Around that same time, they ended up coming out with this Greenland trailer that shows a movie that's coming out just in July, so in 2 months, and all of a sudden they pulled it down from everybody. They said it was copyright, but again, they're literally pulling this trailer down. And here's my thought. One of the thoughts is that it is such a realistic trailer that maybe they didn't want to panic people because of the timing of Atlas and the trailer releasing. Because they talk about fragments and this thing's fragmenting, and that, you know, the with everything with CV going on, that everybody's already panicked enough and they didn't want, you know, that to go. This movie actually says how everybody's going to Greenland because an ELE event is going to happen. Well, it's so damn realistic, they literally pulled that from everywhere on the internet, including Foogle fam that actually re-put up that trailer. And then they took it down. There's only one left, and it's actually, if you go and, I believe it's disclose.tv. So make sure to check that out. On top of that, with DART and all of the other things, over the last 4 years, they have been preparing for some sort of asteroid thing. Then you've got a money trail that they're putting money, especially FEMA, putting money into the recovery from some sort of event. So what are they actually talking about here? We've had OSIRIS-REx, we've had Hayabusa, we've had all of these missions, all the countries in the world. Then all of a sudden, everybody's trying to get to the moon. Just in the last 5 years, all of a sudden, all of our goals changed. We're going back to space. We're going to the moon. Everything changed on a dime, and nobody noticed that? What is actually going on? Well, with this, all of the telescopes were closed. They ended up saying it fragmented. Well, now independent people with telescopes are saying it is actually getting brighter, not dimmer. So who do I believe? I don't know. I would love to get your opinion on it. In fact, if you guys want to go to Twitter right now, I'm going to do a poll, and I'm going to say, do you guys think that Atlas is fragmented, or do you think it's still together? And I want you guys to answer it now, and we'll check by the end of the show. And we'll do this, and it's a live interactive tweet survey, because I would love to see what you guys think. Do you think Atlas, let's see, do you think Atlas is still together or disintegrated? I want you guys to go to @Marfoogle, and don't mind the horrible spelling. Bam. Is that right? It doesn't look right. Still together or disintegrated? Choice 1, it broke up. Or choice 2, it's just fine and dandy. Bam. Okay, I'm gonna pull this poll up by the end of the show. I'm actually gonna add one more. Don't know what Atlas is. Bam. So again, if you guys want to do that, we'll actually pull it up and I'll read some of your comments by the end of the show. That's another way that you guys can actually participate. So with that being said, Atlas, everything that's been going on, all of the missions to the moon, Israel trying to do this stuff, China building the fake sun and the fake moon, it screams out that something is up here. And why are they doing all these simulations, like simulating that New York gets hit by an asteroid? It's just freaking weird. Again, a lot of this stuff that's going on. Again, back to the artificial one, it says the impact on that asteroid could produce the first meteor shower ever to result from human activities in space, according to a paper published earlier this year in Planetary Science Journal. Observing the shower could let scientists on Earth study the composition of near-Earth asteroids, but this cloud of debris would also mark a small irony for a space mission that has a goal of helping to protect our planet. If this small shower of space rocks reaches our planet, it will create a minuscule amount of peril for orbiting satellites. Although the risk is tiny, the study author says anticipating the effects of the spacecraft's operations could establish a template for future space missions to minimize their impacts on Earth. So let me just ask this. So we are publicly sending this thing up to actually smash into an asteroid, and this is an asteroid that supposedly is not coming near us, but yet we will actually have debris come towards our Earth. Isn't that kind of weird? I thought this experiment was something that is totally off, doing something else. Or is this a real mission? The thing is people go, oh, well, I saw online. I can look up online what the numbers are and where it's going. If you don't have a physical telescope or the setup to actually track it yourself and do the math, I mean, literally, think about it. Who puts out the information that you're saying, oh, no, we're fine, it's going to miss us by 500,000 miles? Who puts that there? Just saying. And then, of course, we've got MGM Resorts unveil reopening plan for Vegas casinos and hotels. It's crazy. It says no buffet-style meals, more hand-washing, protective masks. The days of gambling like James Bond are numbered in the pandemic-era Las Vegas. Can you imagine that? I mean, literally, all of these businesses that are closed down, something is up. Expect no more buffet-style meals, plexiglass barriers, and hand-washing stations on the casino floor. Physical distancing at slot machines and fewer players at card tables and digital room keys in hotel. The bottom line, the days of gambling like James Bond in a heated game while people crowd the card table to admire your winnings are a thing of the past. Employees will discourage players from standing, except craps, and guests will asked not to stand beside or behind players. What is the whole deal, Dex, if you're there? What is the whole deal with standing? In fact, I just saw something that they said Boston, I believe, is banning standing in bars or standing in different places. What is the deal with that? I don't get the whole why standing is a bad thing. You can sit, you can lay, but you can't stand. I've never understood that. And Dex is gone again. Okay. We must have a huge amount of callers. Let me check on this.
Hey, I'm back. And what was it about standing?
Well, why are they banning standing in all the different states? Do you have any ideas?
No, I've not heard that. I think it was interesting, as it relates to the opening of a casino, though, and what you're talking about here is like how this is going to change, the whole casino environment. Like that environment is one that I don't see how it's going to feel the same. You're going to want to spend money, you're going to want to gamble, you're going to have fun. I mean, the only one they're letting you stand at, it seems like, was the craps table, I think, if I remember correctly. And, I could have just imagined sitting on a blackjack table, but you have to have, social distancing. So maybe there's two people at the table.
Well, I just don't understand the standing part of it because, what is a couple feet to make the difference? If somebody has the answer, please let us know. Again, it was, I wanted to actually get to the Twitter of it. But they did do it, and I was trying to find out where they were doing it at. It's really, really quite nuts. The actually banning standing. Pretty nuts.
Well, I think the standing, the main notion that started early on was the standing room onlys. So when you think about a bar that doesn't have that's not a restaurant, so a bar would be more standing only. So therefore, a nightclub really. So therefore, the standing notion is that if everybody's standing, then it's really hard for them to social distance because everybody will crowd in around a stage, around a DJ, around a dance floor. Whereas if you have a restaurant or a formal place where people are forced to sit down, then you have a position where we don't have standing room only. And a lot of times, events will be set up with tables or set up with fixed seating, and then they'll have general admission or standing room only areas. And I think that may be part of what they're trying to get rid of.
Wow. I can kind of see why now, because they can put the chairs in a specific spot and then people could sit in them. But again, what do you guys think about this? Please let me know at Marfoogle or comment down below the video if you're watching the replay. Speaking of folks here in the chat, Nordia V, which I don't know if you recognize that name, but Nordia V says, I won the EMP shield contest. Just wanted to spread the love. Thank you for sharing. And actually super chatted $50. That's huge. Again, what Nordia V actually won was about $1,000 worth of EMP shields. She actually won 3 devices. Just curious, let us know in the comments or in the chat what you ended up picking. And then Tim Hahn, thanks Adam, good work. Appreciate that, Tim Hahn. Archives the Truth with a unnecessary $100 super chat. Thank you, Archives the Truth. We appreciate that. Thank you for supporting our platform. Again, Archives the Truth over on YouTube. Ilea, shout out to my mom. 40 years ago, she gave birth to me and my twin brother. Ilea, thank you for continued support here. Let's see here. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys hear that dinging. I get that dinging sometimes, and it just scares the crap out of me. Ilea, thank you for continuing to be here. You've been here at least, I want to say, 2 years, or more. I don't know if you've been here the entire time, but it's pretty crazy to see all the people that have been here for so long. Obviously, that says something for all of us. Cindy Moore, thank you so much. You can always write a message when you do that. I appreciate that. Archives the Truth, again, thank you for the super chat. Always make sure to write something if you can. And then, of course, Doc Bill, Dex, look up Cloward or Cloward Pivon. I've never heard of that. I will type it at least into Google. And then MGTO Forever, love the Foogle fam. KB, thank you for following. And Archives the Truth, jeez Louise, man. Holy moly, did another $100 super chat. Again, I just want to stress, if you do end up donating, please make sure you are able to. I appreciate that. Again, I want to make sure that everybody is good out there. There was a recent situation where somebody said that they donated to basically be cool or to get everybody's attention. Please don't do that. Again, even smaller donations are appreciated. So thank you guys, and then we really do appreciate it. If you have the means, do it. But if you don't, please don't. Okay, and then let's see here. I'm going to pop over. This is a story. Says FBI claims China is actually targeting U.S. organizations engaged in CV research. Now, this is just a claim. Again, this is the allegations coming following reports in U.S. medias over the weekend that U.S. security agencies were concerned about, quote, Chinese hackers supposedly gearing up to breach computer systems in the U.S. institutions engaged in vaccine treatment and testing applications related to CV. It says that the Federal Bureau of Investigations and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the CISA, have issued a joint statement in which they accuse malicious Chinese actors of trying to steal U.S. CV research. So that they are supposedly, according to the FBI, trying to hack in and take the research that we have, or trying to pop something out. So this is a big deal. I have to say, there's a lot of stuff pulling us in every way. Somebody just said the other day, they said, how do we know that all of this stuff isn't to distract us from this and this? That's why I say keep your mind open the entire time. Never set your mind on anything. Be open to everything. Never go super hard in one direction because you don't know. We don't know. And that's why we try to piece together as much as we possibly can. It is really hard to do it that way, but honestly, it's better that we all keep our minds open, keep absorbing information, and always try to make sure that we are going down every path. Again, things are just changing and spiking so often. It's nuts. Happy B-Day at Ilea. I didn't even know it was your B-Day. Happy birthday. Gone Girl 777. Hi, fam. I'm Gone Girl 777 D-Live, and arrives the truth. Love, grow, Foogle fam. Well, thank you, Gone Girl, for the Ninja Genie. Fairy Spirit, D-Lock. Thank you guys for the lemons. Reed55. It's nice to see you here. I hope you're still making awesome videos. Enchanted Bayou, Def Mech. Thank you for the lemon. Melody, thank you for the ice cream. Sammy Lee, 482, happy birthday to you. I love you all in the fam. Chips Are Fallen just resubbed for 3 months. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Chips Are Fallen. And you are actually on a 2-month sub streak. That is even more awesome. Lady Lexi, what is going on? Thank you for being here tonight. Angela, 1609. Cole Cracker. Adam, wasn't May 12th a date of an invent to happen? No, well, that's what people said. Again, there was and then there was also a group saying that there was going to be a big event where everybody thought positive thoughts. That actually ended up rotating and through telephone turned into something bad. I didn't know how that happened. That was really weird. And then, of course, Kurterific. Congrats on GP. Kurterific, that's huge, man. Thank you so much. And as a creator to creator, thank you for supporting us. I appreciate that. I really do. Make sure to check out Kurterific over here on D-Live. I say a lot of you guys' names without, you don't have to do that and you don't have to support. So thank you. Enchanted by You, Youper Girl. Thank you guys all for coming in and supporting us. Informed Woman. Check out Amaz Molly. That's a big one. And then DVP, thank you, says, man, the whole C thing is a control beta test. You know what? We're going to go over that. Leslie Rodri, shout out to Adam, Dex, and Foogle fam. And then we've got Gone Girl 777. I can't stay long. Want to support Adam, Dex, and the fam. Much love. Thank you, Gone Girl. I appreciate that. Lady Green Eyes, I got your sweet message. Saying you were proud. Thank you. That means a lot. It really does. Again, we said we would cover this in detail. U.S. grocery costs jump the most in 46 years, led by rising prices for meat and eggs. Now, just to hit this briefly one more time, this is of course impacted by CV and everything that's going around. But it's also impacted by what is actually happening with all these factories and things that are going on. I don't know what is actually going into this and why it is so, kind of broad as far as, they've got 60,000 chickens being cold because there's no processing plant to actually take them. So it's like it's a complete waste of actual meat there. Again, this is happening all over the country. They're putting down, cows. They're doing all of this. And it's like we could have had the meat and the food to actually serve people. There are 1 and 2 mile long lines at some food banks across the country. Now, again, when you're in a state that isn't having these problems, it seems so foreign to you. But other states in the place, including some of our viewers, are having a really, really rough time just trying to get food. So it's easy to not feel empathetic or sympathetic when you are living in a place that has all of this. Again, we have our issues here. We're closing stuff. We're doing all of these dystopian kind of rules, but yet our meat aisles are full. So here in Washington, or at least in the Seattle area, our meat aisles are actually doing quite well. So, it's hard to say what is actually going on across the country. Dex, do you have anything to say about the food shortage and the meat and how we are it shouldn't be. It's almost like it shouldn't be out.
No, it shouldn't. But I guess, there's a lot of different factors that are at play. Everything from whether or not, we've seen in some of the food items, they've been destroying or pouring out milk, right? Or destroying chickens just because they don't have anywhere to process them. Or in other cases, they're backed up because, or processing gets delayed. So the meat's there, but the processing can't do it, right? So there's lots of different factors that go into this. And I've even seen some of the factors where it's all about the economics of their industry. And I think that was in the dairy industry. They were like, hey, we have way too much milk, and they had produced their products based on the different types of categories, where some were for consumer versus others being commercial, like large vats of cheese and things like that may be used in restaurants that aren't really created in the store, the consumer store model. So they didn't want to flood the market with all of that extra product. So instead they pour it out, because if they flooded the market, it would drop the price down and they would never recover. Right. So that was more of an economical decision, but then there are ramifications to that.
Yeah, no, I as far as what is going on, again, some people might say, I see on Twitter people saying, oh, it's just fine here. But then others say, we haven't seen meat in our store for a week and a half. It varies by state to state. So I guess it's easy for people to not care about other states or to not care about your neighbor down the road. But again, I think that's what we need to start doing. Survival Living. Hey, Marf and Foogle fam. Hey, Survival Living, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not having some weird throat stuff, man. God. Chickle R. I have been a long-time watcher. Changed my screen name recently. Thanks for all you do. Contact tracing has come to Maryland. Again, it came here too. Our governor just told us about that as well. And so it's not just California. And remember, when Ventura, California said about that, they said many other states, possibly all of them, are doing the same thing. And, of course, they actually were. So, Leslie Rodri, again, thank you for the shout-out. Aussie's Walkabout, never quit, fam, keep advancing, don't let them win. Jen Starr says, just love. Kahaja Flygirl, thank you so much for the diamond. Lachelle, congrats on GP. Thank you, Lachelle. I appreciate by you stopping by. Gone Girl 777, grow Foogle fam, stick together. We all need each other. Gone Girl couldn't be more true right now, especially, but not that cliche BS. We're in this together. Some people aren't in this. Another thing, and this is just a short thing, is all of these stupid commercials. Every company, Dex, I'm going to pull you in one more time. I cannot stand, and I'm really tired of the whole webcam commercials from every company, like, I'm at home and we're all together in this. And the whole, just everything. Advertisers have taken the scummiest things to get you, like now, advertising was already scummy, but now they are appealing to, the whole fact of this thing happening. And I cannot tell you, every single commercial has the corny music and says, like, we're here for you even when tough times are bad, or even when things are not the best, blah, blah, blah is here for you. It's just every single commercial, and it's not anything useful. It's not anything to protect you or anything like this. You're talking about, McDonald's commercials or something like that. Are you guys kind of done with the whole CV marketing thing? I mean, their end goal is that they want you to buy their stuff. It's just kind of,
well, yeah.
It's, and then they all say, oh, we gave $2 million back, or we gave a $2 million discount. And it's like, some of them are cool. It's like, oh, we gave money to this charity. But a lot of them are just saying, we gave our overpriced stuff. We gave some of it back. It's like,
it's a touchy. So from a marketer's perspective, and I've dealt with many of them for my career lifetime in the past, they have to deal with this thing about tragedy and marketing and messaging during tragic times. I mean, rewind to the big event in September, when ads came out after that, like you had to be really, really careful about what you said, because you might have said something that would inadvertently be taken the wrong way in the midst of something as significant as that event, or now this event. So looking at this event, so they either embrace it and have to say, we're all in this together, we're trying to toe these lines, we're trying to, say the right things, or they don't advertise at all. And they have a budget, they have money that they have to spend because they have to keep brand awareness going. So they tend to avoid some of the traditional things they would have done, because it becomes more risky if they were to say something and all of a sudden it's offensive to something that's happening in the current event of a tragedy, right? So it's a challenging thing, but yeah, I can totally get it, because I see it too watching TV. Every commercial is like that.
But they're all the same.
It's either shot on a home camera and they're making it, doing the, well, we're shooting a commercial from Zoom, or it's, we're in this to help everybody and we're trying to, we're all in it together. We're in it together. We're in it together.
I guess it's just the whole thing. And then the recent thing with oh my gosh, I can't even say it here. I'll just say Patty Murray, man. Patty Murray. I'm ashamed. Okay. HR 6666. We're not going to cover this into detail, because you probably just need to literally look at what is going on in your state, because this is actually going to come to all states. Just to explain, the sheer facts of it is this is allowing for the tracing, and everybody needs to know this. This is important information. What is going on, and the good purpose for this, and I'll just tell you what they are saying it is. They say that the good purpose of this is to knock out CV completely by finding out. So if somebody has CV, they hire these contact tracers to talk to that person. Once they report it to them, then they ask, okay, who have you been in contact with? Well, yesterday I talked to my Aunt Susie. 2 days ago I talked to my friend Jack. 4 days ago I talked to my friend Chad. And I went here, I went here, I went here. Then they go and they talk to Chad, Jack, and Susie, and they take them out and they quarantine them, or they monitor them. So they call them every day and they say, are you feeling any symptoms? Are they feeling any symptoms? But yet again, if that person has CV and they're in a building where they feel they cannot isolate from even their own family, so including their kids. So say there's one bathroom in a one-bedroom apartment and there's 4 people. One has had CV, so they say, okay, you cannot... you will need your own bathroom because you've had CV. It goes through all of that. It goes through air. It goes through toilet stuff. It goes through all this. So we need you to stay here. And what they say they are doing is they say that they have housing or hotels to actually put these people into. So then they go to a hotel. In previous times, they've actually said homeless folks were being put up in the Ritz-Carlton and other nice hotels during this. So... what if we were all panicking and they're actually all putting people up in the Ritz? Probably not, though. It would probably be kind of one of those shady motels or whatever else. I don't know what is the true purpose of this. But people don't like it because if you're in the building with your family, people feel like they've probably already, 99%, probably already been exposed to it anyways. So why take a family apart because of this? So HR, it's a House resolution from Representative Bobby Rush that would put big government in charge of tracking citizens' movements as they relate to CV. The only thing people fear is that this will go past that. And some states have actually said that we should have this past that because we don't want this to ever happen again. And that's one of the things that they talk about.
So... if I can just add a little to this, Adam,
it.
I don't know, we're not going to go into great detail on this, but this is not new, right? In other words, it has been a standard practice from epidemiologists when you're fighting something of this nature that you do contact tracing. That is normal. Contact, not contract, contact tracing. And that is a very normal thing to do. And it was probably the biggest use of it was back during the HIV epidemic when that started. Right, we might have seen that in the public eye because that was talked about at least during that time. It has been used in other outbreaks, but a lot of those outbreaks haven't been big and we don't know much about them. But it is standard. It's like when there is an outbreak, the best way to stop it is to find out everyone that's been exposed and put a ring around them so that you can protect and not allow that exposure to keep going. So what I question is, why do we need new laws? If this is the way it's been and the way we've done it in the past, we just need to keep doing it, right? It's a practice.
Because
it's
of the
not
scale.
necessarily a law.
It's because of the scale it's going to be done on. I think it's because of how people are afraid too. So there's a lot of
I get it. I mean, I
opinions.
get it. Like, give anybody the chance to take more power and they're going to take it, right? That's unfortunate, but it's just like, I think we ought to look at this and say,
some people,
this is kind of the norm,
but
right?
here's the thing, some people are behind this, and that's fine. Again, we're just here to tell you this is what is physically happening. People are, last night I was at a Target, and this woman was yelling from 5 or 6 stalls over, parking stalls, and she's yelling, and I thought they knew each other at first, and then I realized that the woman said something to the other woman about her wearing a mask, and then she said, this is this and this is that, and she literally said half of the stuff we've covered. And she was yelling it across the thing, and the lady was actually listening, but she's like, listen, this law group is going around the country, and they're finding this. More and more, I am hearing people like being up and loud about this and telling each other and all of this stuff, and I believe it is actually creating another divide, because there are the people that are and aren't. Now I've actually seen at least 3 times where somebody who is not wearing a mask gets called out for not wearing it. What is really crazy is at first nobody was wearing one, and I was wearing one. And the checker, I think I told this story to you guys before, the checker laughed at me because I was wearing a mask. The same one, and I literally went like scoffed, and I'm like, do you have a problem? It's just a little overkill, it's just kind of stupid. This is this and that. And that was at the point where it just went from 2 strains to 7 strains, and said that. Fast forward, now this person, the same woman, is wearing full-on respirator at work, at the store, this and that. Back when that happened, I was one of the only people. Then after a couple days, all of a sudden, one place said that we need to, and then they started recommending it. Then I saw more and more. Now, I swear to you, in Washington, in the Seattle area, everyone is wearing a mask. And I saw maybe 1 or 2 people out of every 30 that is not wearing them. So everybody is going along with it here. And they say that, we're down in this, but they're still continuing and prolonging this thing. They're doing the contact tracing. They're permanently closing streets. They're doing all sorts of different things. And it's even going to get... And when you see what some of the people that run this state are actually saying, they are very scared. It seems like Patty Murray was scared, like very, very scared. So again, you guys got to watch that video, because it talks with all the states, and they all go over it. So your local state talks to people like Dr. Fauci, and they ask questions. So make sure to get informed on what is going on and what the opinion of your state leaders say. You need to be educated on that kind of stuff. Look at what they think and actually look at them face what they're actually saying, and see if they're honestly, what their thoughts are. You'll be able to tell a lot just from how they ask questions to that. Very crazy stuff. We all need to be, and when by the way, these advertisers saying we need to be together, that might be too cliche. It's cliche when it's a $1 billion, $1 trillion company. But when it's us, we are in this. We are down here. We are the 99%. The 1%, that's another story. But we actually need to stick together. And I mean like glue. So it's just funny. They think we're not on the same level. The CEO's making, $80 million per year. Oh, we're in it together because I have to sit in my mansion. No. Castle Rock restaurant owner continues defiant stance. Says Colorado CV restrictions seem backward. Despite an order to close, Monday was another busy day for the C&C breakfast and Korean kitchen in Castle Rock. Quote, I had one person call me a Nazi and a supremacist, and I said, I'm not even white, so I'm Spanish and Korean. We've had people say they want to burn the place down and hope we all from virus. And it said the restaurant, and he said he knew after he served a packed house on Mother's Day, he would be taking a risk, but he believes Douglas County is safe. Says, quote, look around you. Look how much space we have here. We have a huge parking lot, you know. We've got huge parks. We've got all this free air, and what we're going to do is carry bacteria in our mask. That doesn't seem logical to me. And this is his quote. It says, cell phone video Sunday shows that not only people close together, but a majority of those not wearing masks. It was a similar scene Monday afternoon even after the order to close was delivered via courier, but Oriolano carried on with business as usual. And then his quote is, we need to start doing something about this before we all crash and burn. I know there's a lot of restaurants here shutting their doors. We're losing a lot of our very small, interesting cultural restaurants. We're losing all of those. So that is his opinion on there. And by the way, we are losing a ton, and I mean a ton, of small mom and pop businesses. It's almost like all of them are going to be wiped out, and all there will be left is Target and Fred Meyer and Walmart and Costco. Is that kind of crazy to you guys? I mean, if they change things so permanent, there might not be a ma and pa. And that means there's not ma and pa jobs. And that means there's only minimum wage jobs at, conglomerate jobs. It's kind of scary. I mean, it's like the 99% is truly going to be even lower on the totem pole. Lachelle says that she is not wearing one in Oregon healthcare. The corrupt people are on top of this HR doc, says Leslie Rodri. That is her opinion. Informed woman, thank you, Adam and Dex. Dr. Batar covers this. We're actually trying to, we'll talk about it later. Michelle K, taking your family away to FEMA camps? Question mark. HR 666 seems like a total control petition against it. Kelly 2334, I guess there's actually a petition on Dr. Patar's thing, actually. Saw a dentist yesterday, says many losing practices due to CV-19 affecting doctors. So it's even affecting doctors and dentists. Well, my daughter has braces on right now, my 13-year-old. They've pushed back her braces meeting. She's had them on for 4 months without a checkup. They're not moving anything. They're not doing anything else. They said May 4th, and then that got pushed back. We don't even know. Sandra Lee, Adam Dex Mods, Foogle fam for GP. Congrats. Thank you, Sandra Lee. Observant Servant says, I love that name. Observant Servant says, if you are going dark, now is the time. No tracers. Gotta go now. Love you all, Foogle fam. Sandra Lee again says, so proud. Gone girl, I'll hate it. Gotta go. We are finding truth together. So some folks have made a big deal on social media. Marcus DP does a stream where he dances on D-Live, and he actually is trying to lose weight, and he dances, and the other day he danced for 5 hours straight, and he has actually done it very consistently. He works hard as heck. Make sure to support him. We are going to have to love mob you at some point. He is really a sweet guy, and he's really trying hard. He dances, and he just keeps dancing. He's literally broken earphones because he dances so hard, and he's trying to lose the weight, and he's not giving up until he does. So I think that's amazing. Gone Girl 777, I gotta go soon. Truth will set you free. Watch channels. Friends of David Goldberg. It's crazy. Truth will set you free. Thank you for that. And also, yeah, thanks for being around and suggesting a lot of good things. Your last one was too. Thanks to Foogle fam for prayers. Mom Gloria discharged today and recovering at home, says Kahaja Flygirl. That is awesome. Kahaja, again, she asked for prayers the other day, and now looks like it's been answered. Have a friend who can't send cattle to be processed. So Priscilla says that they have a cow, but they can't get it processed. So can't get it butchered. Kelly2334, Hags6906. Thank you guys. Special thank you to Amy R. and End Times. I know you guys are here as well. End Times says, hey, Adam and Dex, think about third world starving soon. Millions perished. Soon bought a burner phone for going to the store or anywhere. Cash only. No links to my name with GPS. End Times. Read that message, guys. Susan Donahue, many thanks and much love. We can get this together. We are #Team Humanity. I love it, Susan Donahue. Thank you for continued support. You have supported probably more than anyone else over the last 2 years, so thank you so much. Again, like I said, we are actually a big group. We're a big family, and we stick up for each other. I even see in other groups people going into their chats and sticking up for other Foogle fam. Like, not sticking up for them, like literally saying, like, I've got this guy's back. So that's awesome. Jim Watkins, why would Governor Inslee want restaurants to keep a daily log of customers? Also heard he wants mandatory testing to start. Long time, again, Jim, that's what I'm saying. So then if one has gone in and has it, then that goes through the whole chain. Dale Warren, would you give your name at a restaurant? Would you say, oh, can I get a name on the order? Okay, last name, address, phone number, social security. Okay, here's your pizza. No thanks. Dale Warren, longtime watcher but never commented before. 77-year-old barber had his license revoked for opening his shop during lockdown after Michigan Supreme Court said he broke no laws. Again, a 77-year-old barber had his license revoked for opening his shop during lockdown after Michigan Supreme Court said he broke no laws. Wow, that's so sad too. Guy's been running it for years and years and years. I wish I could get a haircut. Cindy's cross stitch. I found you a couple months ago after you started making videos, well over 2 years ago. So good to catch a live show. Something special coming your way. Well, thank you, Cindy's cross stitch. I'm sure it's going to be great. KB, thank you for following. And Cheryl Beth Carter. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can always write something with that. So there's a couple more here. So Americans are giving up citizenship faster than ever before, reports Bambridge accountants. I want to stress this. This is actual people renouncing their citizenships. And to put it into perspective real quick, just one more time, 2,000 Americans gave up their citizenship in all of 2019. In the first 3 months of 2020, almost 3,000 have given up their citizenship. So where did those 3,000 people that gave up their citizenship, these are American citizens, renouncing their citizens, so saying, I am in no way tied to the United States, no tax, everything, boom, I'm out. Where are those guys going? And it's just so funny that it's around the same a number, about 2,500, 3,000 CEOs that have stepped down and left. Are they actually leaving? Do those people think or, predict that it's going to get so bad that they don't want to be an American citizen? Is this only going to be in America? Are people going to be lucky that live in Europe or in Australia? I don't know. There are certain places where they don't, they've literally already taken weapons away. Where is the best place to go? If you were to renounce, and this is another question, I'm probably going to get mixed things on this. Hypothetically, this is going to be awesome. Hypothetically, if you, let's see here. If you were to give up your citizenship, and this can actually, if you're watching from Canada, Australia, where in the world would you go? I want to see where everybody would go. If you were to give up your citizenship in whatever country you live in, Where would you move for the end of the world? Or just move to? Citizenship of the country you live in. Where would you go? Boom. I'm going to pull those up by the end of the show. Again, that's at Marfoogle if you want to participate in that. All right, let's see here. I see people saying New Zealand, Iceland. I always thought New Zealand too. Now I'm thinking Greenland. Sweden, the moon. Somebody said Russia, Gilligan's Island. Move to Fuji, South America, Denmark. Politics before our health. Nowhere, said somebody. Peach trees, Japan, Dubai, Fiji. Dude, get on Twitter. I want all of these on there. This is awesome. You never even think about that. That's so funny. Nepal, Sweden, Samoa. Greenland, watch the movie. I hope the world is still around for me to see that movie. If nothing happens, that's great because it looks like one of the best end of the world movies ever. Of course, I'm talking about the movie Greenland. I want to see that so bad. It is. I've had nightmares that literally that project that scenario. So it's very crazy. Again, people are giving up their citizenship. Do you think there's any connection with people actually leaving, like they see something coming? Do you think that is part of it? And then, of course, now California in LA, they say that they are going to continue the stay-at-home orders until August. We're talking, if it goes to August and say that they end up continuing, this is almost a year of not being able to do anything. This is the largest thing that's ever happened. This is a time in history people will never forget. People will remember this year out of any year, if there is a year past this year. This is absolutely insane. Say it does technically go for a year or 2 years or 3 years. This is not the same world anymore because of something. And if you look at the numbers, no matter what you think of it, this is weird. So, again, I'm just going to leave it at that. Exclusive. U.S. Airlines tell crews not to force passengers to wear masks. So this is a big deal. People, of course, have been tweeting about packed flights. We had a friend of ours who's a streamer here. They took a flight and they ended up showing their video, and it was packed. There wasn't a seat open. And, of course, they were saying that they were practicing proper social distancing, and they weren't. They just weren't. So that went big, and then right after she happened to post that, all of a sudden, MSM had like 50 videos of it. Like it was hers that triggered it, and then all of a sudden, everybody started posting their videos. And I think that our friend literally triggered something with her one video. It was a 5-second video. Absolutely crazy. It says a United Airlines flight from New York to San Francisco is crowded with passengers in this picture obtained from social media May 9th. And it says that the top 3 U.S. airlines have told their flight attendants not to force passengers to comply with a new policy requiring face coverings, just encourage them to do so, according to employee policies reviewed by routers. So if you look at the original, and I'll pull up the original picture, it shows that obviously they're not all wearing it. Some folks were scared on these flights. So let's see here.
You know what's strange about that while you're pulling it up, Adam, is they make you comply with everything a flight attendant tells you on a plane. Like they are the law up there.
Huh. What's funny is they don't even have the actual picture of what they state they have. Right? It's a video. But this is, yes, and then that is what they're showing, right? So they're showing just a small clip of that, and then, of course, yeah. So that's an empty plane.
The next article has some pictures too.
Well,
It's a
I mean,
different airline, but
this
yeah,
is
it's
good
happening
enough.
everywhere.
Look at this. And then, of course, let's see here. Skip back. Bam, bam. And then look. And then air rage over CV erupts as passengers fume about a packed plane. It says video has emerged of a packed plane filled with passengers sitting shoulder to shoulder on a Canary Island bound flight, leading some to argue with crew over an apparent lack of social distancing. It says furious passengers on the Iberia IB 3838 flight, which was en route to Las Palmas de Gran Canaria from Madrid, Spain, complained about the airline's safety regulations, with one man seen standing up to argue with a flight attendant. So this is one of the clips, and they're basically saying, look at this. Everybody is packed together. This is not social distancing. Again, don't they have a mixed air system? So you're talking about an actual system that just kind of circulates air through the whole plane. That's what's also pretty messed up about this. Just like that's why they say that a cruise ship is actually the worst place, because it doesn't have individual AC units. It all circulates through the whole ship. So if somebody has it, it goes through the whole ship's systems. Meanwhile, why they're putting people in hotels with their own AC unit is because they can control the air just in that unit instead of having all of them go off. Okay, and then Tom Doe, West 72, Gem, Juanita, Andres Escobedo. We've got Onedin. We've got Heavenbound, Golano Girl, Juanita, and Informed Woman, Rixer Upper Brutal Legend. Thank you guys for all coming tonight. Marfool's Gold, Corp Deluxe Sevilla, Kimberly Chemo, Carrie Tuckwell. Some new names in here. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, to get into it, what do you guys think? Would you take a plane right now? I'd love to hear it. Give us a comment down below if you think that you would sit on a plane like this right now, or would you not care? Would you say, heck, we get cheap prices? I would love to see it. You can read all of these articles in detail by going here to marfooglenews.com. In fact, all of these articles are actually logged on here, and you'll be able to see each and every one of them. You'll be able to go through and read them in detail if there was something that piqued your interest and we didn't go fully into. Somebody says, no, 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 hell no, no to the hell no. And then somebody said, no to the flippin' whippin' no. And then I think a third person said, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Sorry. Anyways, I digress. I think that was a big digression. Now we're going to go into the phone callers. Again, you can call us at 224-400-MARF. Obviously, Dex has been on the phone a ton, so I bet you we've got a full lineup. And we do. First up is Able Bodied. If you guys have never heard of Able Bodied has been a viewer and a Foogle fan member for over 2 years, I believe now. But not only that, she was a part of an episode. She called in. The first time she called in was back when everybody was talking about martial law and how they wanted it. A specific group online was saying, yeah, martial law because the good guys are in charge. And she is somebody who has actually been through martial law through Hurricane Katrina. Her call was one of the most epic calls ever, explaining that, because she said nobody wants martial law, ever. It is the worst thing ever. The government contractors, during Katrina, which she went through, was absolutely horrific. I mean, you're talking about cops left their posts to go save their families. It is not anything you want. And trust me, maybe you want it somewhere else, but you don't want it where you are. So again, that was really crazy call. That video, that whole show, I believe is still available. It was a 45-minute call. It blew people away. People cried. I mean, I think I cried. Able-bodied, what is going on?
Hey, Mark. Yes, I cried too as well. But I just want to say hey to everybody, the Foogle fam, Dex, and a special shout out to Aaliyah. I share her birthday as well.
Oh, happy birthday.
This is my birthday day.
Well, happy birthday, Able-bodied. You mean a lot to everybody. You've been at every show, I believe, for years. So thank you so much for being such a big part of the family, and everybody loves you, so I appreciate you.
I love y'all, for real.
So I've got a link here. It says, Plan for America.
Yes. Yep. I was listening up to our task force today at the state CV task force, and Governor John Edwards was there, of course, speaking. He had as the director of the Louisiana Department of Health, and he accidentally let the cat out the bag. He named the actual organization that has it all listed out step by step what's going to happen, and he actually said the words American Enterprise and what is this? I abbreviated the American Enterprise Institute. American Enterprise Institute. And when you look it up, it's A as in American, E as in Enterprise, and I as in Institute.org. And when I looked it up, I went into shock. It lists the plan. You were speaking about the plan. This is the plan. It goes into detail. It's a 20-plus page document. This will be for every single state that lists out all the particulars, details of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. I know we're living in uncertain times, but once you read this, there's no more uncertain times. And not only will this be in every single state, it is going to be where we assist all the countries of the world to do this exact step by step with all the details. It's like reading the HR 6666, but it's in a straightforward PDF. What's going to happen when FEMA will be in charge of isolation? That would be in phase 2. Phase 1 is mitigation. Phase 2 is the therapeutics with the oral antiviral meds for those positive. And the third phase is containment. The only difference is the time frame in which we move into it by said recorded cases. But everybody will be going through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And when you look it up, you can see it's very straightforward. It even gives us the name of the surveillance system that's going to be used by the contact tracers. It's so extremely detailed that there's no question to be asked that can't be an answer after you read this.
So,
this is our new future.
So, and
this is hello, new world.
So with this able-bodied, and again, people say, well, with the current numbers, and this is, if they would have told us, well, what if they told us, hey, this time around it's this bad, but next time around it's going to take everybody out. Maybe more people would be to jump on the bandwagon and say, okay, let's do this. And if everybody was on the same page, we could just get it out of the way real quick. Just boom, stay home for this, blah, 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 but since everybody's
according
disagreeing,
to this document, it'll be continued testing, and everybody will get the emergency V in phase 3. Everybody.
Emergency what?
Yep, it spells it out right there in phase 3, and there's a summary after each phase. And locally, our FEMA here are isolating at state camps and RVs, so it is not a Ritz hotel. It is, very low accommodations. So we're using 3 state parks here with RVs. So it tells in detail how many days you'll be isolated, why, and just every single detail there is. It's all right there.
Treat those with early disease to prevent bad outcomes. It's just so crazy that some of it is like actual, if they're correct, then diseases that are coming with it. It's just, I never rule it out. I never would. There's just something, I just wish they would tell us the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And I think if people think
they actually do call, I'm a retired nurse. They actually do call this condition SARS-CoV-2.
I know.
That's what it's referred to as.
But then they say that there's 30 other ones too, and that this and that. So we don't know what is absolute. So able-bodied, we're going to link this so everybody can see this again. So what he ended up blurting out was the way to get to this.
The name.
Yeah.
The PDF. And it's in conjunction with John Hopkins. 5 experts wrote this. And it's not just for America. We will assist other countries with the same instruction manual right here. 20 pages.
Wow. And Fauci isn't on it, and it's actually dated.
Not. Nope.
Yeah, this was done in March 28th, 2020. Gottlieb, I believe I've seen his name, but the rest I don't know. Well, able-body, thank you for calling in.
I think I've seen one other.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's it. It would be the absolute truth because that's the actual formulation each state will be adopting. And then eventually the whole world with our system. It says it in the document.
Wow, this is incredible. Well,
I'm glad he leaked it.
I'm
glad he leaked it. I actually tweeted it out today. And, hey, I told Twitter I'm putting it to the test. Put this in more context.
You know what?
Twitter's changed their policy to combat fake news. They're going to put everything in more context, Twitter says. And that was on the main media yesterday, right? So anybody that wants to read it in detail, it's straightforward, easy to read, AEI.org. And that tells you what your future will be.
Well, thank you, Able-Body. Thank you for calling, and thank you for sharing this. I'm sharing it out right now and then it's going to be on our website as well. But that is a good idea. I
thank you so much. Thank you for your platform, and God bless you, and God bless everybody else. I sure appreciate getting to tell it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Love you, and
you have a good one.
Talk to you later, okay?
Love you. Much love, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Praying for you. It's just crazy. And if you want to access that, go to my Twitter. I just posted it, or you can wait. We're going to have that on the website. Dex, I'm sure, is going to say that it's already there. So it'll be there. It'll be there in a minute. And then Joanne, you were live on Marfoogle News. What is going on, Joanne?
Oh, hi. How you doing, Marf?
Good. It says your sister got CV and is in a nursing home, sent to hospital.
Well, this is what happened about a week ago, maybe 8 days ago, I'm not sure. I got a call from the nursing home saying that she had CV and they sent it to the hospital. So I called the hospital. For 3 days, the first day they put the phone to her ear, she just was like going, like she was trying to tell me something and she couldn't. So for then 3 days, she was non-responsive from the day she went in. And they wouldn't tell me anything because she had a proxy. So the proxy called me up and she said they want to vent her, but I said no. They'd have to take me to court to do it. And they wouldn't want to do that because her proxy is a lawyer. So, they would have wasted a lot of money trying to fight with a lawyer. So anyway, 2 days later, she mysteriously goes back to the nursing home, is doing well. So I suspect that there's funny business going on with this ventilation thing with people. And my sister would not be here today if it wasn't for her lawyer stopping them, because I even told the lawyer when she first went to the hospital, about what the nurses were reporting about the ventilation. So I guess the lawyer must have looked into it, and she found that it was true. So thank God, and that my sister is okay, and I really believe that God had been watching out for her from the beginning to put a proxy that's a lawyer so that they couldn't go forward with this.
Because she was unconscious, right?
Now she's okay, She's doing good. I called the nursing home today. I called yesterday. And I'm just really grateful she's doing good. But I'm a little suspicious about things because for 2 months I called the nursing home and I couldn't get in touch with my sister. It was always no one would pick up the phone. They forward it to her floor. No one would pick up the phone. And then finally, 2 weeks before she got sick, I got to talk to her because I got angry that I couldn't talk to her. And finally, they let me talk to her, and she was doing well. And I had been told that they moved her room. They moved her room to the other side of the building. And I'm suspicious about that, too, because she was in a room with 4 people. And I'm wondering what happened to those other 3 people. I got to know all of them pretty good going to see them because they were in the room with my sister. And I think a lot's going on out there that we don't know about that,
Well,
it's
ma'am.
just very suspicious, Mom.
Ma'am, so can you update us after you talk to her some more and possibly call back and ask her opinion of it? It sounds like she was unconscious when she went to the hospital, but now that she's back, can you ask her what happened to the 3 others, and then can you give us a call back?
I could do that, but the thing about this is she can barely talk right now.
I bet she just went through a lot.
They're feeding her with mushy food because she can't chew right now. I'll have to wait until she's doing better, and when she is, I could ask her, because they moved her to the other side of the building.
Yeah,
And
no.
Mark, I also want to tell you something that happened last spring. Last spring, I went to Wendy's parking lot, and I was sitting beside this gold car. And I could hear the guy talking in the car beside me, and I was watching you on my cell phone eating a hamburger. And I heard the guy say, well, she's watching Marfoogle TV. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I suspect that I've been being followed. I don't know why. Another time, somebody followed me to Petco with a wig on their head in a red car. And then when I left, they followed me back home, back down the street. I pulled in to try to lose them, whoever they were, but kind of crazy. But
well, ma'am, did you ever think that person was a fan of Marfoogle TV? I mean, that very well could have been the case.
I don't know. I just feel a little suspicious about it.
I'm just saying, I get recognized. I get recognized pretty much everywhere I go now. So there's a lot of fans out there, and the Foogle fam runs deep. So I wouldn't think too much of it.
Well, I heard him say she's watching Marfoogle TV, not he's watching. That's what I heard.
Well, I'm just saying.
It was pretty suspicious.
Yeah, you're very suspicious. I get that. Well, give us a call back and let us know how it went with your sister. And God bless that she survived through it, and that's a miracle. And she didn't have to go on the ventilator, and that really is.
Yes,
it is a miracle. Well, ma'am, we're gonna get.
I thank God. I give all the glory to God for that too.
That is awesome. I really am very happy to hear that, and that you don't hear that very often right now. You always hear about the negatives.
And she's 73 too, so she's doing good.
So she's strong. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Well, thank you. Again, Joanne, Thank you so much for calling in, all right? You have a great night.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All I'm saying is, there's a lot of people out there. I don't know. As far as the person wearing the wig, that in this day and age, doesn't surprise me. I see a lot of weird stuff too. I see a lot of suspicious things too. So I don't blame you for being suspicious, Joanne. All right, and then we've got Reed, a.k.a. RE55. Of course, somebody who has been in the Foogle fam for a long time, is a video creator. Ari, or RE55, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Hey, Marv, how you doing?
Good. So do we have a link with any kind of cool videos today?
Well, sure. I heard you earlier saying you got to keep creating. I've been doing that, but it's been hard just, 65 years old, taking care of my wife. She's got COPD, and it's been rough lately, but I still create these videos, try to get them out there. Getting tough.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this too. So let's see here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a video and some pictures.
Okay, so RE55 actually gets a lot of. He's got an amazing zoom camera, and he gets a lot of really weird stuff. No way. You're kidding me. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna full screen this so you guys can all see this. This is nuts. So, can you explain this? What is this?
All right, you on the. It looks like a bunch of balloons going across the sky, but that's what your mind is trying to tell you. This is not. It's just playing tricks on you. To me, it goes for 2 minutes like this. So you could go to about 2:35, and you'll start seeing this thing morph into different shapes, where it almost looks like some kind of machine, whether it's some drone or some kind of something we've made. I don't know. I have no idea now. Some of the Foogle fam here has already commented on it and said, it could be something that DARPA has made. I have no idea, though. I don't know what it is. It's just weird. And it was under navigation. This thing navigated up to some power lines. I've got a picture that shows it sends down a line to the power line, and it acts as a recharging to this device, whatever it is, whether it's something out of this world or what, I don't know.
So again, you said, hey, at first it looks like balloons, but we're watching it, and then watch. So I'm glad you said that, because people will say, oh, I debunked it, it's a bunch of balloons. But I guess this is kind of a video we need to watch.
The whole way. They won't even go past a minute on this thing because they've already rid it off. It's just a balloon. Okay, what the hell is a balloon doing out here in the middle of nowhere? I'm out here 50 miles from Kansas City, out in the country. There's nothing out here but cornfields and.
Now it's starting to change.
Yeah, and it puts down something and starts moving around, and to me, this thing is starting to navigate. Now it sees the power lines and it's headed right for them, and it puts out some kind of feeler or some kind of device that starts going towards the power. Now, right there, it really looks like as it sways in the wind. Is it some kind of a front or a illusion to say, you don't see nothing here? This is nothing. Well, I don't know. If I see anything in the sky that don't look like an airplane or a bird, and it moves for 3.5 minutes, I catch it. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? But I've looked at it several times over and over, and it's got so many different moves on it, I don't know what to say. I've seen something like this before in somebody else's video, and I did the same thing. I said, that's just a balloon. I wrote it off. And then when I catch one, I see now what you go through. You catch something that people are just going to say, I don't believe it. But that's what it's trying to tell you. That's the whole thing. And now here's where it starts.
Well, why would it be going
really
down?
Quick.
Why would it be going down?
It's going towards the power lines, and it's going to get some power. This thing, if you go in quarter power, if you go in quarter speed right now, you'll see it as it gets to the next power lines. It shoots something down, and it's like a lead that comes out of it. I've got it stopped. I got you a bunch of pictures I sent you. The first picture shows you a line coming down. I stopped about 9 pictures out of it and blew them up, so you can see that it's not a bunch of balloons. It's actually a machine, and it's actually going downhill there. It looks like it crashes into the trees, but it's following the power lines as it goes down a deep ravine hill there. It's going, and plus I'm in telephoto right now, so it's 40 times zoomed in, so everything looks closer.
Now
than
it went to kind of something coming off the plane, the smoke coming off the plane.
Well, this is a satellite, I believe. I think I caught a satellite or a UFO. I don't know what this thing is. The thing is coming down, and it goes behind some trees and goes down out of my sight, quick. It's gone. So whatever, and I only got 2 steel frames on this one, and it looks like some kind of satellite. It's at the end. You'll see that. There's a couple of blown up pictures of, it looks like some kind of device. It ain't an airplane. I don't know what the heck it is.
So like when
this
you
is
look
a weird
at
day for Mother's Day.
So again, you can't see the plane. There's no plane.
No, that's what it looks like right there. It's just a little device in front of it, and it's blown up at the very end.
And it's going really fast.
It almost looks like some kind of sat box.
Reed, you always get the best stuff,
Crazy.
man. So Reed spends all of his time, literally all of his time looking up in the sky, because for one man,
when I go outside anyway,
to get all of that good stuff. I mean, he is called in with some amazing videos. Which, by the way, you're up to almost 3,000 subscribers. Again, you started your channel just to kind of share a couple videos with the Foogle family, and now you're almost up to 3,000. You guys got to go over to RE55. RE55. Let me blow this up here so everybody can see it. Guys, check out his videos.
Thanks to the Marfoogle.
Well, you do a lot of good stuff yourself. So, again, RE55 looks like it's already gone up.
I want to say something about your photography. That one shot that you took of that, whatever that was in the sky that night, it's very odd. I took a screenshot of it and blew it up myself and looked at it. And I'm like, what is this thing?
Okay, do you agree?
It looked like a portal in the sky.
Okay, do you agree? If you download the original photo, people were like, whatever. It literally looks like a flippin' portal. It looks like something coming through a portal. It is so freaky.
It does.
I can't. I've not. I don't think I showed it on the big screen though. I
know. I know. Yeah. When you catch something like that, I've caught something similar, but mine was more colorful. Yours is pretty white, and I don't know what color it is really. I mean, but it's something that you cannot just say, "Oh, wow, it's always up there." No, you caught it. I don't know how, by accident, probably, but you just took a shot of the picture.
Well, I felt like something was above me. It felt like there was wind coming down, but
you felt like it.
None of the trees were moving.
Wow!
But you could hear the wind.
That's
was
crazy.
So weird. I'm telling you that there was something real weird about it.
One time I walked out my yard. Well, no, I didn't walk out my yard. I was coming home from town. It was actually kind of a light rain coming down. And it was one of them days I didn't feel like going out looking to take pictures. But I'm getting ready to turn into my driveway, and I'm on a dirt road out here. And I see this, what looks like a small plane going by. I mean, a small prop plane. And I try to get my camera zoomed in on it, and I don't see it in the screen. So I'm looking at this plane with my eyes, and I can't see it in my screen on my camera. And so I took about a 30-minute video trying to figure out where this plane went. And so I get back in the house, and I play it back, and there was no plane, but there was something that I had to slow it down and take a picture of that in slow-mo. And then I played it back. It's like a 6-minute video then, where it's like slow-mo of a slow-mo. And I could see this, it looked like interdimensional craft going by so fast. You could see it move the trees, but I couldn't see it with my own eyes. All I seen was, it's putting off a front of a plane going by. And all this time, there was these crafts going around me, like zoom, zoom. Man, I was like, what is this? And that's baffled me ever since. There's so many strange things going on above us, around us, whether you want to call it interdimensional, spacecraft, or whatever. They're out there.
No, and
catch it?
Again,
Good luck, man.
When you see something up there, and I have looked up my entire life, there's not a time I know people that, I have friends that look down. They always find $100 bills and weird stuff. They always look down. I know this one guy in particular. He is luckier than anybody else, and I think it's just because he literally looks down all the time. You are the opposite. You look up all the time, and you see these weird things. So RE55, thank you for calling in. Again, thank you for bringing that up, because that, I guarantee you look at the original file, it's perfectly crisp, it's perfectly clear. People said, it was on a tripod, and it was perfectly straight, and you can see everything down to the crisp clear. And all three photos, you can see everything.
Does your camera?
I'm sorry.
Does your camera have like a night? Does your camera have night photo on it, or night shots on it? Or
well, I have multiple cameras. The only thing is, this was on a this was actually on a what do you call it? This was on my phone with a little mini tripod. I have a EOS R that has telephoto lens and all of that, but I didn't use that for this one. This one, I took 3 shots in a row, and actually I took like 10. This popped up out of nowhere. It wasn't a star, and look at it. I mean, when you have to physically zoom in yourself to confirm, because if you look at it, when you look at it, the shots I pulled, people go, oh, well, that you literally, once you zoom in, you can see it. It's a literal, it looks like it's a rocket ship. I mean, it's just nuts. Anyways, RE55, thank you for sharing your video. People, make sure to get him over 3,000 right now. Look at him. I mean, he's literally right there. In fact, we'll refresh. RE55, easy to click on his name. You just click on it, and boom, you're good. Looks like we're at 2.86, so only 140 more to go to 3,000.
Only through this Foogle fam can you watch somebody's channel grow, including yours. Congrats on getting a GP on D-Live. That was a great show the other night. I enjoyed it.
Can you come over to D-Live with some of your videos? Can you start one, by the way?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. It's just been getting increasingly tough lately. My wife has been. I mean, it's just all I can do is take care of this household. I got 50 acres to watch over, and my wife, and it's tough.
Well, we're all praying for you, and I hope your wife gets better. And Reed, make sure to check him out. He's almost at 3,000. He's probably going to hit 3,000 today. So all we need is another 140 subscribers. Actually, probably less than that. So let's see how many of the Foogle fam went over. It looks like we are almost there. 2.88. Only 110 subscribers. So let's get them there.
I think you get a big kick out of watching everybody's channel grow too, and it's great, man. It's always great to watch somebody else.
Well,
there's nobody else like you, man.
Like Homegrown, he's almost at 15,000.
I know.
We've built
he's way up there.
an army of people. So awesome. Thank you, Ari. You have a great night. Okay.
You too, man.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Again, we've got about 120 that just went over. We'll check on them at the end too. We can help somebody get to another milestone. I mean, it doesn't cost us anything, and it helps somebody else. Look at that. Only 70 more. Another 60 people just went over. Nicole, you are going to be live here in 2 seconds. I know you can hear me. It's great that we've upgraded our phone system so the callers can actually listen to the show. But first, I do need to say thank you to some people. Thank you guys for supporting. CJ Blaze, thanks for putting the link. It says Love Mob. Appreciate that. J Stone, thank you. All of the mods. West Virginia Prepared Mind. Thank you, Amy R. as well. Amy R. In general, there's a few names that we're going to be kind of permanently saying thank you to for getting us through this crisis. Again, we, also are just completely blown away by how many people have supported the show and supported the Foogle family, supported each other. We've seen literal people helping each other. So that's pretty amazing. CPW Sandtown, weird times indeed. Damon Draco, I'm bringing back up my dad's old vids on Damon Draco via YouTube. Important subjects, let me know what you think. Again, if people make sure, do not donate unless you truly can. Michelle K. Blue governors are getting creepy. NWO March is in. Foogle fan. Mosquitoes Butterfly. Sammy Lee. Unless you give it to them, they cannot take it. Says Sammy Lee. I believe you're talking about the tests or something. Chris Pitty. Lachelle flying cause it's cheap. A lot of people are flying because it's cheap. Honestly, I mean, I couldn't believe the ticket prices. Woman of Wonder says the manned Chinese rocket, quote, uncontrollably falling, kept floating miles higher on tracker. Very odd. That is very odd. Very good catch, Woman of Wonder. Kelly2334, thank you for your support. Damon Draco, flying because it's safer than lightning. Hecto, Karen Win Mom, the Duchess, Mari X, Patriot Nomad, Sailing Dogs, thank you guys for all doing lemons. Amy R, thank you for gifting a 1-month subscription to Brutal Legend. Amy R is, of course, number one supporter, I think, all time. So thank you, Amy R, and I hope I didn't miss too much here. Holy Night Sky, make sure to thank Amy R, just gifted you the Marfia badge. Yabba Dabba Sexy, thank you for the ice cream. Angela1609, Zippy Moons. Hey all, much love to the Foogle verse. I love it. Now we have a Foogle verse, like the multiverse, only better. Apocalypse Coming says Pure Hell. Wow, you brought it with the screen name and everything. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Zippy Moons busting in, driving up with a Guinea. Draco, Real Cole Cracker, Barb B, thank you for being here. And April Osborne, thanks for gifting out subs. You know you don't have to. I'm probably going to ban you from donating because you are a mod. You actually, we're trying to help you. So I appreciate you. We're going to make sure to, I'm going to make sure to return those to your stream. Sweet Jenna, Jackie Ronnie Boss, Metal Army, Melsara, Sly the Coffee, Gas Electric, Rock for Life. All of you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you. We're going to open up the next caller. Ebron Good, building Marfoogle Demolition Derby. Car paint ideas? That would be pretty sweet. I would say, like, my face and then Dex's face on two cars and then crash them together. And then have, like, a little baby car with us mixed. Don't ask me for ideas anymore. Tony Simply, love you, brother. I've been watching and still supporting since your 4th show. Stay safe. God bless you all, Foogle fam. Tony Simply, you have been there since the very beginning. You are always welcome here. Benjamin Hunt, thank you so much for your support. You can always write a message with that. Neon Sun says, I sent you an email with my number. Some people wanted me to call in and share my info about May 19th. Neonson, please call in. If you call in the very beginning of the show, you can get right through. Cheryl Beth Carter, thank you for your support. And then you can always write a message with that as well. And then Dale Warren, again, thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go into this. Dex. Nicole, you are live on the line. What is going on?
Hello, Adam. This is Neonson. You just mentioned me from the chat, but my real name is Nicole. That's right.
Oh, okay. So you have some info about May 19th?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, it might be delayed. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you talk, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. some people in the chat wanted me to call in. That's why I'm here. And my thing is, I got information from a friend. He's in Cyprus. He's from Switzerland, and he was one of the financial advisors from the inner circle, from the Freemasons, and also he has connections to the high Russian militaries. And he told me in September already that they're going to shut down the whole economy. And I didn't believe him. And he couldn't tell me how, but he told me that's going to happen. And now it's happening with the COVID. And now he gave me a couple of weeks ago a warning that I should stay away from the East Coast. I should leave the country, actually, which I didn't because I thought, it can't be that bad. And last week, again, he reached out to me and told me May 19th will be the day for the second major attack on U.S. territory, like, the thing I can't say online. And what will happen on May 19th, he says, is that North Korea and Iran together will launch missiles. They will hit the water ahead of the East Coast, and that will cause a major tsunami. And the wave will go 100 miles inside the land and will kill off 1/3 of the population of the United States. So I'm already about to pack my stuff and leave in 2 days I'm living at the coast. And about your question for where people should go because of all this, what's happening with the COVID-19 and everything, the vaccine is actually already ready. It's in laboratories sitting on Cyprus. There are big laboratories which are producing this vaccine.
Okay, can you
if
stop?
you get the vaccines.
Okay, ma'am, you've said every word that we possibly said. It's almost looks like a setup
I have
to get
so
me
much
not...
information.
I get it.
Stop me if I should.
Well, I just
not
gotta. I
tell
might have to
anything else.
mute you out for the V word like 4 times because that will just get me shut down on one of the platforms. So just please say V.
Okay.
V.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have code words
I'm
for
sorry
everything.
for that.
That's okay. So that's a huge claim you're making as far as like kind of the East Coast world ending on May 19th. I like I said, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. I would like to talk to you off of air to try to confirm some of that. But again, I have to declare because again, we are trying to be as accurate as possible, and there's no proof or substantiated proof behind that. So we want to make sure that we get that. So I would love to talk to you off air. Because again, that is a huge claim, and that is an actual date on it. We've heard a lot of dates.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying.
I've been told plus minus 2 days. That can be plus minus 2 days. I don't want to scare anybody. I pray every day that it's not gonna happen, and it's just, if you think about what happened just right before in 2001, the missing trillions of dollars, and now what's happening with the dollar, I think it would make sense that they need war.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I've said that in other words as well. Yeah. And that there's a lot of stuff going on, and now the economy is going to crap. But we're going to have to talk about this. We might actually. So can we call you back and actually talk to you? Because I think we're going to need to do a separate platform.
Absolutely.
I gave you.
I sent you an email with my telephone number, and or maybe you see this telephone number. That's my landline because the mobile phone is very bad here.
Okay, and then what?
But you can call me anytime.
And what country are you in? You are in, or just general country?
I am here in the United States, in North Carolina, but I am from Germany. That's why my English is so bad. I really apologize for that.
It sounds really good, actually. But okay, well, thank you so much for the information. I'm going to talk to you off air about some of this. Again, We're going to have to, yeah. Thank you so much, Nicole. First-time caller. Again, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just that we got to watch those V words, especially.
That's fine.
Otherwise, we just won't continue to share any information. All right. Thank you so much, Nicole. We're going to talk to you offline, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time. Bye.
You too. All right. And again, that V word is one of 5 filtered words that we try to tell them to say anything other. I mean, there's so many other ways we can communicate those very words because people get knocked off of platforms permanently. In fact, I've even heard that some people purposely call in to say some of that kind of stuff so they get their least favorite YouTuber knocked off of YouTube. That sounds crazy, but I've actually seen it happen. Not saying that that's what she did. Of course, I think she had some solid good intentions, but again, never believe a date without considerable proof, but you can always prepare either way. I say prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So again, holy moly, that was pretty much every filtered word on YouTube. Of course, it's again, they shouldn't be. They should be words that anybody should be able to say. It should be free speech, but it's not. That's why I like DLive. Heather, first-time caller again. Holy moly. Okay, so got another one. We got to be careful. Let's see here.
No, that one is not on, Adam.
Oh,
that
okay.
One's on the
that one's
line.
off air, and it's the same? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, different person, same thing.
Okay. But they don't want to be online. Okay, they don't want to... Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. It's 2 different people, right?
That is correct. 2 different people.
Okay. All right. Speaking of which, if you guys want to support the channel, we actually minimized any ads today. There are 2 companies that we end up working with. We actually believe that it might end up saving lives. EMP Shield is one of them. Again, EMP Shield is a device that not only the DoD, DHS has used, but again, they are officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. So this is an actual device that grounds the signal from an actual electromagnetic pulse or a coronal mass ejection before it fries your device, before it fries your car, before it fries your solar system, before it fries your ham radio. They actually have devices for all of it. So like Nordia V said earlier, she won the most recent contest. She got 3 devices. So she was able to pick from a car device, a motorcycle device, a solar system, a boat device. They make one for everything. So essentially, if you want to protect yourself with something that is real, not only that, this was mentioned by the EMP Resilience Report, that same report by Department of Homeland Security, telling us all to get ready for 6 months to a year without power. You can protect yourself with this. Again, you can even, if you get the proper permissions, you can even do it in an apartment. Those devices are what matters. People say, well, what if the grid never comes back on? Well, that's the whole point. If you have a generator and all of your devices were protected, you unplugged your devices from your home and you plug them right into your generator and they still all work. But if you don't, then they'll end up all being fried and you'll never be able to use them again. Same with your car. If you have a car, but it doesn't run after an EMP, then what good is it? You can't get to your bug out. If you have a solar system and you're like, I'm good, I'm off grid, that can be fried too. So if you protect that, then you're set. You've got your generator, you've got your solar, you've got your vehicle, you're set. So that's why we say it. In RVs, they have RV protection, they have everything. This is something that very well, hopefully, this is a product you never, ever want to use. Isn't that funny? It's a product you never, ever, ever in your entire life ever want to be used. But the one time it will be the most valuable product in the world. So, all right, you guys, have a good day. Do not listen, again, calls like that, they're unsubstantiated. We have to talk to her off air and learn about that kind of stuff. There's that kind of stuff online all the time. I would not be surprised by anything, but again, do not take everything with a grain of salt. But again, it's really, it's basically science fiction until it's fact. So that's one thing we have to make sure of. All right, Dex. Yeah, I think there was maybe a kind of a language gap, and maybe
there was a little bit of a language struggle there. She was trying to do as best she could with her English. We talked a lot about what not to say. But
I know. Well, there's only 5 words, and all 5 of them were said, but that's okay. At least it got communicated.
That list keeps getting longer and longer, though, for sure.
Yeah, I know. But the V word is definitely on the very top of it. So, and 4 times the algorithm will just pop up and snatch you up and then slap you in the face. And then basically throw you down a hill and you slide down the cliff and you end up never coming back to breathe. Thanks. Okay. Have a good night, guys. It is now officially time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a shoutro. Have a good night. What a way to end the show. What a way to end the show.
Then we get a little closer, get some big exposure. Then we start right over. Every time we get some closure, then we get a little closer, get some big exposure. Then we start right over. We start right over. Every time we get some closure, then we get a little closer, get some big exposure. Then we start right over. Every time we get some closure, then we get a little closer. Do 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 do.
When it all comes out, you will know the truth. When it all comes out, you will know the truth. When it all comes out, you will know the truth. When it all comes out, you will know the truth. I know that you've got to go flying by. Got to say thank you to the #1 guy. Hide your flag, girl, and the no that do bring the empties and love and Q and cold crash too. Sandra Lee and the F is in to love you Q. Got to bring it back in silent entry. Got to bring it back down and you know it sees. Everything that you know will be there for me. Everybody really wanna go funk pies. Going back round and you eat some fries. T-Bory and the Mr. Joe Schmo. Got a gas electric by no. I love the way that you got to go back now. You've got to bring it down. And you love it now. Let's try the next one now, you know. Clock and riders going back, you know that we've got a track, the JB42 and Black Doggy and Yelpy Woo.
Got to bring a Felicia, got to bring it on Leila. Love me, love it, bam, 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 down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. We put that list everywhere we say to them every time. They're Warren, Jim Watkins, and Susan Donahue time. Speaking of those times, with a Z and back at the end. It's the end times. Thank you for your support and thank you for being here no more. Gonna bring it back now. You know that we love the way that you do that. See, hey Felicia, Black a doggy on the yelp. I got to bring it. I love the way that the Maui's racing realtor comes back down. Yes, you know, go. When he comes down, they will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. They will see when he comes down. They will go underground. Now they know that the cold cracker gonna bring it with the Sandra Lee. Gonna bring it back down with the Checoa, and you got to see Margie 74 and the Angela 4100. Got that somebody special. Got a gas electric, some 95 and a Karen low 78. Gotta bring it back down and you're rocking the hate. You never love men to never hate. And the Cypher 101, gotta bring it back fun. And yes, I got to sip a do, don't stop, da 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 da. Somebody says they want a cowbell, but they won't go back cause that cow smells. Wait, no, that's a regular piano. I don't know why I always miss that cowbell. Why does it turn right back to the piano right after the first cowbell? Don't know what this meaning or this. Maybe they don't want me to play the cowbell. I don't like it. Never late. I like this one. Until that. I know what you want. Are you not entertained? Gotta bring it back down, do it on dick. Call me right back like you never go to say. Nameless blog and somebody says, oh, gonna go back round now. I'm renting you, got a Dixie dough and I missed it all night. Rebellious and a menace in the whole fight. Gonna bring it back and you gotta go fight. Trinity, red a flip, bell, high, high.
Gonna bring it right back, gonna bring it hurl. Got the Randy Simmons and the good girl. Gonna bring the Blake Cameron real state. Gonna bring it back and another Bud Light. With the little Lena and the W plate. Gonna go back like I never go straight. Mrs. Stone 78 with the J. Gotta bring it back. Gotta go like Mike and the Haywood. Gotta bring it back now and the say good.
We'll be on the plan, damn it. 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 We'll be on the plan. We'll be on the plan, damn it. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off.
Got the mommy whitetail, Lisa Aha, Lexi Windex, LC, KC, family. Got that big bad mama, jammer. Gonna bring it back down. No talking to mama, gotta bring it back now, grandma. This is what we care about it now. That Everin with the Everin good and the dual patted dude and the everybody from Canada doing all good. Bandika Patasio. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for saying, oh, that I'm Mr. Swing. Hey, Adam, got a Dex and Mafia getting at him. Gonna bring it back now when we got his medum. Gotta do it back now when we going bat him. Now what is that size? The size of the Adam and the... Oh, yeah.
Gotta go back to Dunbar with the cowbell. I love me some Foogle with the pussy down, with the bigger fan. Gotta bring it like a bitch on a plug man. And a Johnny Jam, and a Jigger man. And everybody wanna go drive a van. With the 500 good one, gotta bring it right now. I'm never gonna have fun doing it now. Cause it's all summer. Stuck up down and oh, what a bummer. Bigger fan, everybody wants to be a runner. Bring it back down and you know we're gonna.
We'll be on the plan, damn it. We'll be on the plan, damn it.
Gotta go far with the hot white bob. So you gotta flow with the pussy go. Gotta go back and hop la la. Gotta bring it back like Pandora. Gotta go back and I just do the bend. Going back round and then now it's in gem. Gotta do it back now. Gotta do it back now. Gotta do it back now.
We'll be on the plan, damn it. We'll be on the plan, damn it. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off.
Gotta go back down, I'm about to go back in another line. And the thing now, gotta go back down, and the Jonathan, gotta go back, I'm fine. Jonathan, 2 boys, another boy, and I'm about to do it back around. Now I gotta blow me and I do it, I'm back in the know me, and I'm about to go back around.
Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off. Be a bad mascot, take the mask off.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta bring it back, stack it. Going back round, and you know that we acting just so crazy. And I'm gonna refurb it. Gonna go back round, smoking that varmint. Oh, oh, oh.
Drums looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where an apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Foogle news, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle news. I'm looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Marfoogle news, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle news. I'm looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. I've got to bring that marriage shop and lucky ticket too. Gotta bring it like Misty did it back to you with the Penelope. Bring it right back with the lady green eyes. Going back round like Stewie dies. I'm gonna able bodied my way right back to the check. A chicka wow, chicka wow, chicka wow, wow, chicka wow, chicka wow, chicka wow, wow. Gotta bring it back like a wiggy way. Gonna bring it back like a Damon a Drake. Oh, baba dee dabba dee dab do, that dabba dee dabba dee dab do, dee dabba dee dab dee dab do, dee dab dee dab. I love the way that you love. Only news I use. Ain't no gonna no back around. Do it back and you know it now. Gotta go back round and round. Oh, gotta be back around. Do it all day now. Done lazy boy with a chance and a ballad day. I gotta bring it back and you know we're here. Got to go now. You've gotta go back round. Gotta see it all now. Got to do it all the way back down. I'm never gonna go back down. Gonna bring back down. With the Eagle Buster and the Dust Cap Mom, graceful impact and the backbone. Gonna bring back nameless block. Gonna do it back like a checker wire. Head power, Johnny Doom, Jim and just a cat mom. Gonna bring it back like Cody Bone, Lisa Curry, Flamingo, Hurricane. Gonna bring it back in game. Is there we go and never stop. Playing on a bit that beat up, hey, it's wrong. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window.
Thank you to Amy R., absolute top supporter all time and all this stream. Thank you so much for your support. End Times, thank you for being at the very top this month. I appreciate you more than you know. Jamie Draco, thank you for your massive support. Number 3, Gun Girl, number 777, thank you for being in number 4. Adi G, thank you. Techno Gypsy, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Fairy Spirit 2112, thank you for being on all of them. Chuck Pup, I appreciate you as well. And
5112. Da 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 da. Only news I use, Marfoogle News. Got to bring it back, do it back, and you know that Tina Baker knows, and we never got to bring the law. Got to go. Looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Looking outside of my window, get the one crescendo. How annoying can the guy be? Ugh. Apocalypse roams. What does he think he is? Whitney Houston? Whitney Houston? And I will always love you. Sorry. Gotta bring it down and you know, duh.
dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. That's the cowbell, by the way. Just got to make sure to have a little cowbell. Because without no cowbell, we have no cowbell. We gotta get some more cowbell. It might not be to the beat, but it is cowbell, so it technically fulfills that cowbell itch that we all have for cowbell. If I could have the free time, I would go. I wish I could have just some more love, and I would do anything to make sure that you all get the same. I just wish we could love each other. I wish we could not bother anybody else, cause we got a little bit of cowbell. Everything is freestyle off the top of the my smile. Boom, boom, bop, bop, tap, die, bop, dee, bop, tap, day, dab it up, da, 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 day, dab it up, da, 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 day. Have a good night, have a good day, dab it up, da, 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 day. Have a good night, have a good day, dab it up, da, 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 day. Have a good night, have a day, have a good night, have a day. Gotta bring it back, back, back. Dabba dibba dab dab da day. Dibba dabba dibba doop doop day. Dabba dibba dabba doop dab day. Ego Booster hasn't been here long, have you? Fire Marshal Bell says this is the shortest outro ever. Shortest outro ever.